Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Now let us examine another roadblock in empowering the Muslims of India. Burden of history is the roadblock. History itself is not a block. Really, it is the heritage of any nation, any community, and hence it must be an inspiration to move forward. But the tragedy with the Indian Muslims is that it has become not a factor of motivation, but as a burden which creates roadblocks in our journey to empowerment. It is purposefully created. Formerly the British and now the communal fascist forces have distorted the Indian history to create a feeling, that impression that Muslims are dangerous enemies of the Indian nation and the society. Even our textbooks and curricula are being remolded in recent years in different states by tarnishing the image of the Muslim forefathers, leaders, and also unnecessarily glorifying the misdeeds of the rulers who stood against Muslims. The unfortunate aspect is that the Muslim community, not only the students who are studying such textbooks, all those people happens to be influenced by this distortion of the facts of history. Muslims are depicted as forceful proselytizers, those who are forcefully converting people to Islam, invaders who came from foreign land and converted people by the use of sword and power, then warmongers who are unnecessarily destroyed the Hindu heritages, and foreigners and traitors. The Muslims who live in India today are being disfigured as the descendants of foreigners and traitors, and it is deemed that the present day Indian Muslims are also responsible for this situation. Blame of partition, that is a burden which has been created by the distortion of history. Everybody who studies the history of freedom movement and partition knows that it is not only the Muslim League leaders, along with this Muslim League, the Indian National Congress, and in a very vigorous manner, the Hindutva politics, they are all responsible, or they were all instrumental, or they all took part, or they all have to share the responsibility of partitioning India along with attaining freedom. Again, the advent of Islam itself in India is being depicted as a vigorous attempt through the might of the sword. Almost all textbooks and books of history gives the lesson that advent of Islam is through the sword of Muhammad ibn Qasim, who attacked or conquered Sindh in Christian era 712. But the records of history shows that much before the advent of Islam in Sindh or the advent of Muslims in North, the early Muslims came to India through the Arabian coast of Malabar in Kerala. And there are also some reference about the arrival of early Muslims through traders and missionaries without the support of any sword in far northeastern areas like Manipur and Assam. But this fact is being suppressed, and the dawn and spread of Islam is being attributed to the Muslim rulers, their military might, and the various wars they had to undertake for political reasons. In fact, the spread of Islam in India, the growth of Muslim population in India is indebted to the peaceful missionary activities of the saints of Islam, not to the Muslim rulers. Sufis like Khaja Mu'inuddin Chishti, Baba Farid Shakkar, Khaja Nizamuddin, and the great Sufis of this level. They were traveling extensively through the length and breadth of the country, and the people were getting attracted to the egalitarian message of Islam, the wonders of God and the unity of mankind. The caste-ridden society, especially the lower caste, the untouchables, who were the victims of the Brahminical social order, they got attracted to the peaceful egalitarian message of Islam, and they got converted. And they are growing at a very normal rate even today in India. And there is a very big population explosion is going on. Muslims are being increased in a very large number. These are false propaganda by the fascist forces, and this propaganda are against the current statistical data available, especially the census data, which shows that Muslims are not exploding like the propagation of the anti-Muslim forces. So this burden of history has to be taken from the shoulders of the Muslim community, the Muslims, and the history has to be recaptured by the community as a source of inspiration, source of motivation, and as a source for moving forward with prestige and esteem.